the session now is if people have got specific questions either about the essay or about the research skills, anything I've covered, and you want me to go through a little bit more slowly, a little bit more depth, I'm happy to do that. I am sorry that you have such a long wait and then you've got to use the whole hour and a half. So that is going to be resolved for next week. It has been promised to me by the admin team. So I will be here and say it's just a chance, rather than me just talking to you, it's a chance for you to ask questions to me. So if you want to head off, you can take that article away and spend the rest of your time reading that. If you've got some questions about the essay or about research skills, then you can come and see me now and I'll be happy to help you with those. And so I won't be leading the classes for the next 2 weeks, but I'm always available by email and we can arrange a time to meet up. So do some preliminary research, and then if you want to come back to me and say these are the kind of issues that are relevant, then we can have a discussion around that. Again, I'm not being prescriptive on what you look at. You know, if you can justify why you include a particular issue, that's good. It's about, you know, that's what I want you to be doing. It's making an argument, taking a viewpoint, and then backing that up with appropriate evidence. So I'll finish formally there, but if you've got any questions about research, now's the time to come and see me, or questions about the essay, this particular assignment. So if you don't have any questions, you are free to go now. So, but you want to just come and see me, and come up and see me individually or as a small group if you want to. Again, one of the other things you can do with the rest of your time is find a computer and pre-register for the British Library. Because that is probably the most valuable thing you can do, not just for this module, but for your masters. And say it's an incredible resource that a lot of students don't use, so a lot of students don't know about it. So that's the first thing, is you now know about it. It's now take the next step to actually utilise what you've got. So if you do want to become a member, it's pretty easy, but you do need to take in paperwork like addresses and IDs and things like that. But they spell it all out on the page when you try and register. So again, it's the identification and proof of address requirements. It's all pretty usual stuff.
And you have to hand it on the 13th of December.
Yes. And I believe you should have been circulated the university's new requirements for handing in work. Have you been sent those yet? Is that their new policy is all work is due in at 3 PM on the day, rather than it used to be when they closed the undergraduate centre. Undergraduate and postgraduate centres, there was an issue last year when there was a mini riot, something wasn't working with the printers, so they've now set an earlier time, which means that there'll be staff to make sure things like all the printers are working, all the computers are working. But yes, so it's now a 3 PM hand-in date for those. But that's a university-wide requirement rather than the module. So the set date is Friday the 13th.
And can we show an essay before the deadline to you?
Yes, that's a good. If you want to get feedback, I'm very willing to do that. All I ask is you get it to me at least 7 working days before the deadline, so that I have time to read it and get it back to you in time, so that you have time to make any meaningful changes. But yes, so you can show me small bits just as you're going. I'm not going to comment sort of on each and every bit, but if, you know, am I on the right track, how many pages, and then once you've got a draft, I'm quite happy to give you feedback on one draft, yes. So the earlier you get that to me, but certainly at least 1 week before the deadline. But yeah, I'm very, very happy to do that.
How do I know I've got 2,000 words on my
You have a word, most word processors have a word count, so it will be, you can do that through whatever word processing software you use. It's not getting to 2,000 words, it's get down to 2,000 and not over. So you do get the 10% leeway, but it is an academic skill to be able to get your ideas across, you know, with clarity and but also brevity. So.
So this is based on fail or pass, yeah?
Usual essay, yes, so usual pass mark, 50% pass mark, and of course we'll mark on the scale and then with the broad key criteria on the back to give you a guidance of exactly what I'm looking for. So it's ability to construct an argument, evidence for the argument, quality of the research, so good academic journals. What I'm looking at least 5 academic journals. It doesn't have to be just 5, you can use 5 more, but at least 5, that should be the primary, the most valuable source, and the most common source will be academic journals. And yes, because they'll be talking about what are the most cutting edge issues.
You have to back up with the name of the author and the dates.
Yes, so normal referencing, so Harvard referencing. So I will let you know as soon as I get confirmation about what's happening with the timetable for next week. As soon as I know, I will put a note up on WebLearn and use the email out function to let you know.
Okay. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.